Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Everyday Husband Quotes, the channel for marriage advice, marriage entertainment, and everything else marriage. Hey, guys, and welcome back to the channel.
Somebody said finding the right partner these days is a miracle. You know why? Because people are not authentic. Be authentic.
Be authentic
in who you are. Be authentic and know who you are before you start going out and trying to date somebody. Because a lot of times people are not clear about who they are and what they want. So what happens is when they come to the table, things get revealed later and through the years that are not always easy to digest. They're not things that are that allow the other person you're dealing with to accept. Because there are things that I look at with my wife and I go, wow, she's very detailed. I'm detailed, but I'm more of a project person. She can multitask. I'm not as good at it. And those differences together make a stronger unit. So, and then one of the other things that we do is we spend time really praying together, having a standard for our foundation, if you will. Having a standard for your foundation and establishing those standards helps so much because you can always go back and refer to your standard.
Right.
And that way you're not just out there making up things as you go along. Although you do, to a degree you do, but having a foundation that you're building from is really important. So we built from a standpoint of establishing core values, talking about who we were and what our core values were, and making sure that they aligned more, because even though opposites may attract, I think commonality keeps people together, and it makes it a lot easier when you are when you have similar goals and visions that you're going towards in general. So I am honored to keep saying what I say, to let women know who I see, because I see your comments. I do see them. Where is a man like this? And blah, 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 blah. Yeah, Will Downing is a friend of mine, and I know he was carrying those messages still. So we still got one hand. But to let you know that there are good black men out there. There are great black men out there. But let me say, everyone has to mature.
Sure.
And needs time to mature. Everybody's in different places at different times. And even I did. I look at myself and I'm not the same guy I was at 30 or 40.
Right. You propose to your lady. Which knee do you get on, the left or the right?
Both. No. You kneel down and surrender. You're supposed to get on your right knee.
Okay.
And I don't know what the tradition of that is. I just remember being the right knee. But it's so funny when I proposed, because I don't know if I've ever told my proposal story. I proposed in Central Park, and I set it up where a friend of mine came in to do a little acting for me. And he was pretending to be just a random person in the park. And he just saw me and Faith out, walking. And we were actually doing like a video shoot, because you know how couples go out and you do, a lot of times people do engagement pictures or pre-engagement, and we weren't even engaged, but we didn't have any pictures together. We were living life and did not even think, oh gosh, we have to do something. We didn't post on social media. It was none of that. So what happened is I brought him along. My wife and I, we need to do something like this. This is really beautiful. Oh my gosh. And he comes up and he says, can I pray with you guys? And I was like, wow, okay, stranger. This guy just comes up. And he started praying over us, which was really special to me. Because as a man of faith, is a very deep part of who I am. And I know in our African-American culture, again, prayer is a big deal. So he prays over us, and then he was holding the ring because I wanted to make sure that she by no means could figure out where the ring was. So then I told her, I said, you know what? This has been the perfect day. And it was a beautiful day. I said, it's just been amazing. And we have everything here but the ring. And she said she was thinking the same thing. She was, oh my gosh. And then the stranger hands me the ring. And then I go down on my right knee.
Were you nervous?
Absolutely. I was so nervous that I really kind of babbled some of my words. And it was a lady in the back of the place where we were. It was like a bridge or something where we were. And she was going, did she say yes? Did she say yes? And I was like, I didn't even get a chance to ask her yet. I was like, oh my God. It was pretty nerve-wracking. And then it was nerve-wracking at the wedding. I was in tears, I was like, oh my God, this is like really overwhelming. And wow. Yeah, it was pretty overwhelming. Yeah, both times I was pretty nervous. And I don't even get nervous that much, but I was like, whoa, this is really happening. This is real. So I just looked up to somebody, said, what made me nervous? Before this question comes, I think that in your mind, you want things to be, I wanted things to be perfect and beautiful and everything that she wanted. So, what happens a lot of times is you're sitting there just like, oh man, I just want this to be right. And you kind of get overwhelmed in the moment.
Yeah.
And that's how you get nervous. Just sidebar.
I want to ask, how did you and Faith meet?
A very great friend of mine named Aaron Lindsay was on the Judge Faith television show. And he was on as an expert witness. And if you know Aaron, he produced my Christmas album and he produced Stay on Your Mind. He and I have been friends for many years. And one day I was just talking on the phone with him. And he said, have you ever heard of Judge Faith? And I was like, I think I had heard of her, but I didn't really know that much about her. And he says, much like music, and I don't know if you all relate to this, but there are some people who are musicians who say when they're playing music or hearing music, they can see colors. Aaron's on another level in terms of his creative ability and his way of connecting to music. When Aaron creates, he sees vibrations like sound waves, which if you've ever seen if you have ever been in the studio, there's something called Pro Tools or Logic. There are different programs and they create sound waves. And he said, you know what?
Right.
It's like your waves are the same. And
wow.
I thought of her and I thought of you one day. And I just thought maybe you should meet. And that's how it started. And we went out and did a date and talked. And then we went out with Aaron and his wife at some point. And, everything just kept growing as we got to know each other and shared each other's values. And it just grew from there. It was amazingly, it was just beautiful. Because I had dated, a lot of you don't know, I had dated through the, leading up to seeing her. But I wasn't ready. I wasn't in the right space. I think it took me being in the right space to know that I was ready to be in a relationship and be committed to somebody again. Because you can go out on dates and all of that. And I think all of that's healthy. Go out on dates and meet men and women and all of that. But when you get ready to make a decision, you got to... I think you have to step back and make sure that you're bringing wholeness. Make sure you're bringing, again, authentically you and healthiness to your relationship.
Right.
Not looking for somebody to make you happy because nobody can make you happy. You have to bring happiness. And the more you can, bring those elements to the relationship, I think that's what makes it great.
What advice would you give to married people or even people that are just dating in terms of how to stay together in a relationship?
What I'm thinking about, authentic communication and being, who you are.
So authentic communication and being who you are.
Mhm.
Those are the three gems that we're rolling with. Okay.